Okay, so look, I think that the title of this video, oh, correct me if I'm wrong, says clog. I think it says clog. It should be vlog, but Spirit is wanting to demonstrate Mercury square Neptune, like to the, yeah, in such a way where there's no question, like, yeah. Oh no, not. It's for sure today. Not like what happened back there, with the whole like Neptune going direct in December in November thing. um, by the way, like my chin is frozen. So I rode the bike, and then I had a little story here, you guys, for you, because it was the funniest thing. The minute I got off of the bike at the station, I see like two, three, four, five dog walkers with like a huge band of dogs. I was like, whoa, we were just talking about that. How interesting, huh? So, yeah, it was really interesting. All different kinds. Like one was a Vizsla, one was a German Shepherd. And I'm just like interesting. Like, how do they get them to all cooperate and like harmonize, Um, but yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting and funny that was right then. And then I was listening coincidentally to part 3 of the video that we did today, just 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. And it was at the part where I was like, I think it was Christopher said something about his puppy, going for a walk with his puppy. And it's just interesting, the synapses and synchronicities. But right then, I was like looking at that band of dogs, and then I was hearing the video, asked Christopher, so you have a dog? What kind of dog do you have? Like, wow, puppies. So, yeah, it's interesting. Like, could be a sign, yeah. Um, so, what else? I feel like Spirit wants us to keep chatting a bit about the astrology. So, of course, guys, like, we do have, again, Mercury square Neptune. I was looking through the chat last night, and someone asked, I think it was Nelly, she said something like, so does Mercury square Neptune mean, like, foggy thinking? I mean, that can absolutely be, like, that can be an interpretation of the energy. I mean, yeah, Neptune, it rules, it can rule illusion. So, and Mercury is all about kind of like the rational mind. So that's where it can get like a little bit awkward with that. But it doesn't have to. I think it's more broad in terms of how it is that we look at the process of decision making overall. And what role our so-called selflessness plays in that. So, because Neptune does rule the transcendence also of boundaries, I feel like this Mercury square Neptune will bring up more clearly, like, what does it really mean to make like a decision that is best for all? Like, it means that you also must consider yourself. And I think that this is going to put an end to cycles, possibly, or at least bring greater attention to that conversation of how do we have that conversation, including ourselves in that space. I think it is about empowerment and communication of what it is that we actually feel we also need. And this is partly because we've had so much going on with Neptune just in general, and recently I went to Rex, so Neptune Pisces having a moment. And with Mercury in Sagittarius, there is the voice, right? There is like the whole, like, needing to vocalize and bringing the sort of boom to the base of the conversation with Neptune. So I feel like this expansive energy when it comes to how also we see that we can talk about things that are important to us and what our personal values are, and realizing that, it's like, sure, we can be feeling things, but we also need to communicate them. And so I think this may hit on some of the things we chatted about last night, like with personally for myself, like I know that I've been experiencing a lot, and we were talking about this earlier this morning, like with talking about the throat chakra and the heart chakra, like we could be feeling and experiencing so much, but we haven't really had yet the conversation or the dialect to talk about those things. And it's almost like now it's sort of bubbling up and it's coming out. I just saw like a little earpiece, kind of like on the headphone, the little cushion, almost like an earplug. So maybe there's a focus on like being receptive. Well, it's clear, being more sort of open to how we identify the balance as well of yin and yang when it comes to embracing what we feel. Because personally, I can say, like, and as somebody who has quite a bit of Neptune in their chart, there's a lot of understanding and feeling and knowing, but not enough conversation about that. And like, kind of like from the standpoint of saying I don't feel bad, to say what I really feel, and that's that. you know, Mercury and Jupiter really gives this. Jupiter being, because Jupiter rules Sag and Mercury's in Sag, gives us sort of bravery, the bravery, so called, to be one with what we feel with our word, and to be one with our word, right? I mean, Jupiter is a brave energy. Sagittarius is a brave energy. Who's this? Oh, thank you, Stu Bruns, for your dear donation, your super chat. Thank you so much for your GIF. How's it going? Yeah, so cute, Jeff. There is like a focus. It's funny. I see a truck. It says Beacon, a little lighthouse image on it. Yeah, I think that with these activations, specifically in the heart chakra, not that, like, let's say having an activation to the heart chakra is just the heart chakra. I am also hearing crown chakra. Like, every activation impacts all chakras. And so, but with specifically, like, we were feeling this morning, Spirit kind of bringing the emphasis to, oh, it's hot, the heart chakra and the throat chakra. Now it's like, it's not that we didn't know what we felt, or that we didn't want to communicate about what we felt. It's almost like we didn't have yet, like, the software code. It's like, I really want to do this on my phone, but like, I haven't updated my iOS, something like that. It's kind of how I'm feeling it right now. I feel like, given these activations and the purging and the clearing of the eclipses, the last 2 moon stages, it's really like, wow, now we have room. And it is about clearing the throat chakra and heart chakra and other chakras, absolutely. And I think that's partly, like, remember when I was saying that I was crying so much during the eclipse, specifically the whatever it is, the last two, okay? And that, I think, it clears and activates your chakras. Crying is important. Like, so when you have a blocked chakra, then, or there's like stagnant, lingering energy. Yeah. And it's like, when you work on your chakras, you're also clearing and purging, not just like current energy, but one second, guys, I have to, like, hold on. I got to put you in my pocket. Wait. But you can still hear me, right? So when you're crying and clearing your chakras, it's not just what's happening in the present moment. Like, I didn't have like a legit reason for crying even, and you don't have to. And I think that's part of it. Like, I think that's why it's so important not to judge while you're crying, and to try and think and imagine, well, is it justified? Is it justified that I'm crying right now? Like, because we don't need to have a reason. It's about the clearing. And if we feel the need to cry, it's like a tune-up, and that's, I think, what really was for many people during the eclipse season. You guys remember a lot of, oh yeah, throat chakra. A lot of people were like, I'm like crying like crazy. And yeah, so now I'm seeing that after that purging, which is like the eclipse is a moment of like release. Um, then we have more like kind of to work with in terms of our software, and that's just what how I'm hearing it. Our perspective changes, right? We have more range. It's like tuning up your voice. Then you can have like you can sing, you know, like a wider range of notes. Um, in a way, but you have to be like comfortable with it though. And so crying and the role that that plays in purging and however whatever your means is of activating your chakras and acknowledging energy, just yeah, that allows the sort of openness and awareness point. Um, and then that extends to other parts of you. So it's like sometimes maybe it's not necessarily like the crying directly, it's what then it's like a branch that you walk out on once you open that pathway and gateway, and then you can sort of connect to other parts of you. It's like you can't upgrade like this app software, for example, until you upgrade like your overall phone software. It's something like that. Like, damn, I really want that app, but like, I'm just seeing this metaphor, like, but I have to upgrade like my overall phone, you know? Like they only have these apps on those levels of software. So this is the vision I'm getting from spirit. Like we have to do the clearing before we can really like get the upgrades fully. And that's a lot of what possibly has been. And so that's why it's so important, I think, to just go with the flow. If you're feeling the need to express yourself in some kind of way, do it. Who gives a fuck if obviously within parameters, like if you're being a conscientious human being, spirit soul, okay, who is considering others, right, in your moves. If you express yourself, what is the worst case scenario? What is the absolute worst case scenario? Oh, that someone would judge you? Then okay, you want to know if that's going to happen. Trust me, yeah, you want to know if your expression and your self-expression is going to be something that pulls you away from someone, because then that's your clue that they're not meant to be in the next stage of your life of empowerment and raising the collective vibration, your vibration, obviously, where you will feel at harmony and at peace with your surroundings, the people you know, like, and that's where you want to make sure that you start that storyline off in that way of saying, I respect myself and I empower myself and I'm not afraid. Oh my gosh, a bus passing by literally says protect the mission. Yeah. So, um, because otherwise it's like then you have this whole like context to how you interact with people. And this can be a thing, you know, but I think that's now becoming very silly and ridiculous, like to try and do such things as keep the peace and all of this nonsense of what does that even mean? You're not keeping the peace by not saying what you really feel. What you're basically doing is just then holding yourself in a little holding pattern emotionally, energetically, psychically. It's like I would rather just say the way I really feel it, and if you're for real, like you will vibe with me on that. And yeah, and then if we are really meant to upgrade together into the next cycle, we will. We will both be activating in the same way at the same time in the same realm, and I'll see you there, or we will have to reconnect, you know, to what we're doing. And so, not saying like it was wrong or it's bad to give people, you know, attention at certain points and like to so-called respect the relationship and make so-called, you know, but I think it's more about just going with the flow when it's time, when you feel it's time to change your dynamic with someone. If you feel like it's not serving you anymore and it's just kind of more draining than empowering, then, you know, then it's like it's at that point And so it's all meant to be. And there's a reason why, like, right now, like, you know, eclipses are very, very intense and powerful. And when the generational planets as well are going direct around that time, you best be assured that there's also a lot stimulated on many dimensions, and you may not realize why you want to like lash out at times even and just be like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't believe in this. And you just feel this force possibly at times like coming up from within you, like. And the trouble is when we try to lash onto it logically or psychologically, okay, or not well logically or psychologically, but just we're just going in the pattern of what we've done. It can even be in terms of your DNA though, like, you know, akashically, ancestrally. You don't even realize, like, wow, I feel so, like, you know, so expected to behave in a certain way, and I'm just going along with that. Okay, and then you break the cycle. But it takes some like discomfort in doing that, so-called. Not that it's bad. Uncomfortable doesn't always mean bad. It's just different, and that's where the call of the soul is really important, because your soul understands where you are going when it comes to truth and alignment with your higher self. The brain always does not. So yeah, but I'm also obviously speaking from the perspective, like, this is a channel message, but I'm also a Sagittarius moon, and personally, like, I just don't like the status quo. I don't like feeling like I'm doing it, whatever it is, because I've been doing it. Like, I would much rather cause like an awkward situation to me rather than feel like, you know, I'm going along with things and it's all like kind of at times like silly and like not real. And but we can do that for a period of time. Again, like, I'm also sun sign Pisces and Mercury in Pisces. And so, you know, it's like sometimes we don't realize that we're actually doing that we're going along with something until we feel something within us is saying, this is not where you want to be. This is not what you want to be doing. This is not how you want to be expressing yourself. And it does really remind me of the Pisces December reading. Yeah, big time. This is a major theme that we hit on in that reading. And I'm just kind of seeing it now from like a different vantage point and perspective. But that is what that's what I'm getting. And so on the whole, it's exciting. I think like it's just, you know, keep clearing and listening to your soul, and that, you know, is not always something comprehensible in the moment. And have faith though that your soul knows what is best for you, and even if you have to make a challenging decision that you know is like, well, this is challenging given how I have operated in the space in the past, like, but I feel like for whatever reason I just don't feel comfortable here, or I don't want to do this in this way anymore, don't want to do that like that, you know. And it's just a matter of being one with that hunch. And it's not about what it is, right? It is whatever you happen to do in the light of your soul that you truly feel. How can that as a vibration lead to something that is so-called negative, right? I mean, even if, let's say, we behave in a certain way, it's like, it's not conditional in the sense of saying, and I hope this is not too abstract, like, is this making sense? Like, you know, if you're just sort of focusing on your vibration, and if you're just focusing on you, then it's almost like we have nothing really to expect. There's nothing conditionally that we need, right? Because if it's truly vibration, that's enough. So living in the here and now of your emotion as well, I think, is very important. And society doesn't always remind us of that or teach us of that. And so we can end up really kind of like being like, oh, but like, because of this and that, and like, and then it just becomes a comfort zone as well. Not like consciously though, but like, oh, well, you know, I've been doing this, and then one day you wake up and you're like, well, okay, that doesn't mean that I need to continue doing it. And so, but with Mars and Scorpio as well, getting stronger in these later stages and degrees, it may not always be like a smooth transition of like, yeah, so I'm kind of not really in alignment anymore. It can sometimes be a moment of a bubble burst kind of vibe, you know. So try to keep like, just kind of listening to yourself during this time, maybe journaling. I've been wanting to get more into that. So, but I feel like I'm talking a lot, but for whatever reason, like spirit, I assume that if you feel guided to watch, you'll watch. Um, yeah. And so if you were drawn to 4 clog, this is your message. Yeah, so, but hopefully this is like an interesting concept. If this is an interesting concept, can you guys put like, I don't know, some kind of emoji or something, like maybe a cupcake or something? If you can't find a cupcake, maybe like a rainbow or something. But Edison, is it true? Because I guess it is the question. And I may be rambling, okay, with some classic Sagittarius debate, but comfort is so subjective. Like maybe some people don't feel comfortable, you know, feeling that they are so invested in a piece of property. Maybe that makes them feel like, you know, kind of uncomfortable or destabilized when it comes to how they can freely express themselves. Maybe this is just an idea. And what do you guys think about the whole Tesla thing? You know, he's selling off all of his property, right? Isn't he? So it's just interesting, like, poor Clog Rock. Aw, Deb. That's so cool. I'm happy to hear that. I have to trust my intuition, with the channeling. Like, when I feel guided to channel, I have to just channel and not think so much about, like, I'm over posting and, these such things. Because it's, like, spirit. And, like, even if I try, like, not to post, if I really feel guided, like I'll get the message real strong, like again. And there'll be like a few signs. So, and that's kind of what happened, like with this time around when I got off of the bike and then I saw the dogs and then I was like feeling like I wanted to jump back on. So there's a reason and it's all channeled. So, but I hope it's helpful and not like excessive, like, Hi. So, okay, guys. Well, we will hop off for now. We will catch you possibly at another chat. Enjoy. Stay grounded. We'll see you later. Thank you guys for tuning in to you. And thanks for your support, guys. It's always a matter of perspective. Any other notes really quickly, though, before we tune it out? Yeah, I'm just getting this message strongly of, like, the concept of, like, reason and logic. This is coming, we have Mercury squaring Neptune, so Mercury is logic. So maybe there was this point of, like, your spirit guide just being like, okay, like, listen to, your mind, but within the spectrum of, like, I feel like it's less about the little decisions and more about the overarching, like, what are my values when I'm making decisions? And Neptune, after all, does also rule vibration and dreaming and thinking outside the box as well. And so, yeah. But yeah, you guys, we will hopefully, like, talk at another point in time. I'm feeling like spirit doesn't want me getting off, though, for whatever reason. Like, so, like, okay, so we'll just keep talking. So, also, Like, given that, you know, Mercury again is in Sag, it is about thinking outside the box, very much so. Maybe there are some things that you'd like to like study, push the envelope with, like, don't be afraid, like, don't be afraid, don't be afraid maybe to venture off, even like, I mean, you should definitely like talk to a specialist, but like maybe academically, like if there's something that you've been curious about, like, you know, even for a period of time, um, and you have a hunch like, I'm curious about this, but I've never really actually like, there could be a reason. So bravery is the name of the game, guys. Love and light. We'll see you in the next videos. Yeah, Spirit's like, no, I'm not done. I feel like Spirit's not ending the convo. So, you know, maybe there's also a question of like plans, long-term plans. Jupiter does rule like the travel and expansion, and so, oh my god, it's the weirdest vibe. Okay, I'm just gonna follow Spirit, whatever it is. Um, extend the walk. um, so yeah, Jupiter rules as well, like long distance travel and exploration of the higher mind and investing in. So Mercury is about the, you know, the shorter term energies of how we explore our curiosities. For example, it can rule language, but more like the language that you grew up with. Jupiter, Sag energy is more like foreign language. It's more like not little short trips in your local, you know, experience, but more vast. And so, but that requires bravery to say, hey, I just don't know about this yet. And I'm going to find out, you know, that's that Sag energy. So I feel like there are things that maybe you feel like it's been nagging you, like you're kind of curious about, but, and it doesn't hurt to maybe research it. So thank you guys again for tuning in. We'll see you. No, Spirit's like, no. I'm telling you, I don't know. Okay, I'm seeing a sign. It says, let's keep it real. Spirit's like, I'm gonna look in the chat. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, like, I feel like, yeah, there, I mean, maybe you have visions, like, of some project. I'm seeing a nail here. There's maybe some project here. I'm seeing a feather as well. There's something that you're, like, very curious about, or something you've been wanting to launch. It literally says knock out your list. Maybe there's something that, you know, you also really, I see you want to commit to, like, and it is something that you feel maybe will kind of like improve your life. Maybe, yeah, it is something like that. Like, literally, you guys, what is going on with like the dog walking stuff? It says love running dogs. Like, maybe there's just something kind of you're interested in, but you've been intellectualizing it, can be, or, you know, I'm seeing a capital W here. And so there could be something that you do want to pursue, you do have interest in, but it's almost like maybe you thought like, oh, this just reminded me of something that came through one of the pick a card readings, actually. Like, you just kind of felt like it wasn't time. This is what I'm hearing. You just kind of dismissed it. So maybe there's this push from the universe, like, hey, no, come on, like, maybe like go for it, try it. You know, maybe now is the time. Like, the portal is now. This can definitely be. Like, I see a huge sign that says now open. For some of you, this might have to do with something that is social, or that involves like a group of people. And for some of you, I'm just hearing there's something related. You hear the birds? Related to a travel agency. Guys, oh my god, look at this. It's so Salem vibes. Wow. 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 So, I'm hearing keep an open mind. Like maybe, there are things coming up that they are kind of like all putting you towards like one discussion, one decision, one thought, one vibe. And it's a price tag. It says 12.99. Maybe something that you want to sell. It's something of a, you know, I see 333 here, 333, 339, and says select, something says selective. Like there's something here that maybe you really, let's clear it. Yeah, there's maybe something that you want to even, it's something, I feel some of you here are about to like launch a business. And I feel like you do know what this is in general, but it's been more a matter of like the process or application. Maybe I feel like for some of you, again, you know what it is, but you just were like you didn't want to rush into whatever this was. And I'm seeing the color lavender here. Maybe for some of you, you get kind of anxious when you think about like moving in this direction, or it's just kind of different or new for you. For some of you, maybe this has to do with like a big project. For some of you, it may have to do with real estate. I'm seeing 3 everywhere here now. So for some of you, it's something you're aware of. Like for some of you, it's related to your family. So anyways, guys, meditate. Let's clear it. Heed your intuition. And yeah, maybe there is, yeah, you'll know. I hear it like that. So keep focused. Literally, like I'm seeing a huge sign. It says unique environment, exclamation point. And I'm seeing lavender everywhere right here again. And it says elegant office space. I'm seeing 2 sevens. I was seeing the sevens. I'm seeing 4 sevens now, you guys. Oh, I'm seeing 7 everywhere, right? Literally, you guys, everywhere. Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys. No, everywhere. Like, it's reminding me of Japan. No, like, I wish I could show you, but I can't show you their license plates. It's like, so it's everywhere, you guys. There's something going on here for some with a project maybe that you would like to launch. There is, there's another license plate. It looks kind of like, I think someone's totally weirdo. You can hear me. It says something like DJ. So maybe it's like a business for some, like on the move, on the run. Yeah. And there's another sign that says sovereign. So maybe for some of you, you want to be more like on the move with your business, even. Like there's something that if you were to incorporate whatever this says, it would maybe really enhance your overall like lifestyle. And I feel like that, like whatever this is so clearly. I'm seeing a Florida license plate like twice. Whatever, like when you think of whatever this is, you're like, oh yeah, I know for certain that this would be like really compatible with me in some way. I'm seeing another dog and I'm seeing another bike. I feel like it is a number of factors that, in your lifestyle that you sort of almost either it's a business idea and I feel like some of you almost started whatever this was in the past. I'm seeing 3 again everywhere here. Oh my god. The messages from Spirit are like, bro, don't be driving like in the crosswalk. What a doofus. Lemon light. Seeing 7. Oh, no, I'm seeing 7 everywhere, you guys. So yeah, I feel like either it's something of a business you launch, or some of you want to start a venture capital firm. I'm seeing that. Yeah, I'm getting this for some. Something with resources and finances. For some of you, though, this is your lifestyle. And it's like different things that if you incorporate, like, I feel like you know that if you were to live, if you were to bring certain things into your everyday, it would really be very grounding for you. So, very compatible for you. So, take it as you will. Inspiring. Like, it would be something, and maybe it's even physically, maybe you want to do a detox. I'm hearing that as well. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. Love and light.